to the revelation of Al Alaq. The Prophet Muhammad at that time was already married to Khadija, his first wife, and was not a Muslim, did not know about all these revelations or anything like that. But he started having these dreams, or these, I guess, I would say dreams are like nightmares. Something would happen in his dream, and then when he would wake up, those same things would happen. So it's clear in his mind, in his dream, it happened that way, and then in real life it happened. So he started to get a little bit confused, like, why is this happening? So he would retreat to the cave of Hira, where he would meditate. He would have his own seclusion, away from the city life in Mecca, from all the other confusing things that were happening, and also to try to understand why he was given that dream, why those things were happening. And upon one of the seclusions, or the retreats up to this cave meditation, he was visited by Angel Jibril. This is the first revelation of the Quran, first time it's revealed, and it's Surah Al Alaq, first 5 verses. And so I'll play the Arabic so we could hear it more clearly from the recitation. But the angel Jibril came to Prophet Muhammad and recited the first verse, which serves with read, in the name of your Lord, continues. And Prophet Muhammad was responding in a way like, I can't read though. And so every time the angel Jibril would ask him, or he would recite the verse, and then the response would be what? It would be, I can't read, I can't do that. And so every time that happened, the angel Jibril like clenched him or squeezed him so tightly until Prophet Muhammad could not bear it. Until he was like, whoa. So that happened many times. And then finally, after the last time that he was squeezed, and you can imagine that kind of tension, the angel Jibril recited the verses. And it's like this. More clearly.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا.
And so the first 5 verses were revealed in that way. And something beautiful that Yasin mentioned the other day is that after the Prophet Muhammad left the cave, he was shaken. And in the distance he saw, am I correct, he saw the full form of Jibril. And his wings and his whole form extended the entire horizon, left and right, west and east, or east and west. So he was terrified and frightened. So he went back to his home, and Khadija embraced him, put covers on him, and tried to make sense of things. And I did some research, and he went to some of the scholars in the town and kind of asked, like, what was this? He mentioned that was the angel Jibril, and it continues in that way. But for the purposes of today, I wanted to jump to the next revelation that happened 6 months later. And so in that time of 6 months, Prophet Muhammad learns to offer salah, which is what we're doing now. It's prostration, prayer, making sujood, all these things. And after that 6 months, he made that salah in public, so people could see what it looked like. And there were the Quraysh, the people, I would say, the disbelievers of that time that would see him praying in that way and incited some anger or some frustration and wanted to disturb the salah. And one of which was the leader of the Quraysh, or one of the members, Abu Jahl, Abu Jahl, who was a constant enemy to the Prophet, and would see him offer salah, and in one of the instances made this comment, by the gods Al-Lat and Al-Uzza, if I ever catch him, Muhammad, in the act of worship, performing salah, I will step my foot on his neck and rub his face in the dust. So you could imagine the kind of difficulty that was given, right? First of all, in the beginning he's terrified. Like, what just happened? Now he's learning about this monotheism. Now he's learning about how do I actually worship and do these things. And so he's going through and he has some resistance. And so the next set of verses, which finish the surah, are revealed to him.
ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناصية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع ناديه سندع الزبانية كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب.
I want to now go in depth into each ayah briefly, and then inshallah open up for any questions or comments. I know that this forum inshallah will be just us discussing. It's not so much I have all this knowledge and you don't. It's more just talking about it, inshallah. The first verse, and I'll just go by, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Proclaim in the name of thy Lord and Cherisher who created. And so in the notes it says Iqra may mean to read or recite or rehearse. The object understood being Allah's message. For an account of the circumstances in which the first revelation, divine commission to preach, proclaim Allah's message, came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One thing that I found in my research was that the Prophet kept saying, I can't read. What are you talking about? I can't do that. And Allah says this 2 times, Iqra, the proclaiming or reading, 2 times in this. And He's reminding all of us now that before we start any surah, before we start anything, we say something. We say Bismillah or Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, in the name of Allah, and then you do the thing. So if you don't know how to read, if you don't know how to do these things, Allah will help you go the rest of the distance. So Prophet ﷺ was illiterate, he could not read or write. So how did Allah help him? How could he convey this message? Bismillah, right? He helped Muhammad go all the way. So I think that was a kind of profound thing. And then second verse, or second ayah rather, who created man out of a mere leech-like clot of congealed blood. In the explanation, the declaration or proclamation was to be in the name of Allah, the Creator, Bismillah. It was not for any personal benefit. To him was to come bitter persecution, sorrow, and suffering. It was the call of Allah for the benefit of erring humanity. Allah mentioned by His title, the Lord and Cherisher, to establish a direct connection between the source of the message and the one addressed. There's again, as I said in the beginning, there's the physical description of the clot being, we talk about like reproduction, but also that idea that we are like connected and like really hold on to Allah, and without Him we can't really do anything. So this is reminding us, and at that time the Prophet, that you can't read, but I'm going to help you. You just have to hold on. Third, proclaim, and thy Lord is most bountiful. He who taught the use of the pen taught man that which he knew not. So again, it goes into the idea of the physical teaching knowledge of things that we did not understand, we did not know, and now we do know. Then there's that break, that pause, like I said, in the 6 month period, and then the Prophet learns how to offer salah. And he has some difficulty with people physically messing with him, and also maybe verbally, all these trials and tribulations. So the next ayahs and the last that finish this surah are a direct response to those people that have been causing distress to the believers. Nay, but man doth transgress all bounds, and that he looketh upon himself as self-sufficient. Verily to thy Lord is the return of all. Seest thou one who forbids, if aught tarry when he turns to pray? Seest thou if he is on the road of guidance, or enjoins righteousness? Seest thou if he denies truth and turns away? Knoweth ye not that Allah doth see? Let him beware, if he desist not, we will drag him by the forelock. This is the direct response to that Quraysh that said, like, by the gods, I will make sure that Muhammad is humiliated and will not continue his salah. That's Allah talking to this person and all the disbelievers. Like, beware, I will grab you by your forelock. It's a very terrifying thing to think about if you are the enemy of Allah.
What is forelock?
Yeah. Yeah, the forelock, like that. Like, you can imagine that, right? Yeah. A lying, sinful forelock. In the research I had, one of the hadith, it explained that Abu Jahl, is it right?
Abu Jahl.
Jahl. He heard the message and he knew it was right, but because of his pride, he still disregarded it. And it's similar to the Prophet, the uncle of the Prophet, who like loved the Prophet so much, but he hated the message. He had so much pride for maybe his status, his arrogance, and he could not accept the religion. So that was another response directly to this Quraysh leader, a lying, sinful forelock. So I will drag him, we will drag him by the forelock, a lying, sinful forelock. Then let him call for help to his council of comrades. We will call on the angels of punishment to deal with him. Nay, heed him not, but bow down in adoration and bring thyself the closer of Allah, to Allah. Inshallah, it gives us a better visual when we're actually offering salah. When I was younger, I was told that